friends, welcome you all with my question set 28 for the database management system practical video series. Here you can see I have to answer 5 sub questions in this main question set 28. So then this question set also based on this scenario that I have discussed from my 16th video and up to now. This is the event and it's based on this Kaluvali Junior College term examinations, and so this is the database, and okay, I'll show you those database and the tables, then what are the details those are included to these tables with the usage of ADSQL browser. So then okay, I'm going to show it. Here this is the ADSQL software, and here you can see the database that I have created. This is the exam marks DB, and this is the database I have created for this scenario in my previous videos. So I request you all to watch my previous videos also, so then you can gain vast knowledge about the database and the tables and what are the queries we have executed in my previous videos, so on. So this is the first table, class table, and in this table you can see the class ID and class name. Those columns are available here. 2 data for 11A and 11B class you can see, and here the second table, exam term table. The information regarding 2 terms are included here in this table, and student table, this is the student table. You can see the details of 8 students are available in this table. I have inserted those to this table, and this is the student exam mark record table. This is the most important table in this database. All the exam term examination details are included to this table, and here in this subject table you can see 3 subjects. You can see here mathematics and science, the Sinhala language and literature. So this is the brief description about my database and the tables and the data I have inserted to those tables. So then I'm going to write the queries for my question set, and here the first question is, what is the highest mark obtained in Sinhala literature in all term examinations of all the students of class 11B. So here I have to find out the highest mark, and the conditions are we have to find out highest marks from this Sinhala literature subject, and all the students here, those are studying in 11B class. So all term examinations now, so we don't want to fill them by the exam terms. So then I'm going to write the query for that. First of all, I'm going to select asterisk from student exam mark record table. So I'm executing this. This is the details from this student exam mark record table, and here in this question, for answering this question, I'm going to use inner joins. So with the usage of inner joins, okay, first of all I am wishing to inner join the student table. So I'm going to inner join the student table. Student table with this relationship between the student exam mark record table, student index number, and the student table's index number. So now I'm going to execute it. You can see the details from the student table has been came to this result set area also, and again with the usage of inner joins I am going to join the subject table also, because we have to filter it by the subject name. Yes, Sinhala literature and Sinhala literature. So I'm going to inner join the subject table by giving this condition as subject table subject ID should be equal to student exam mark record tables subject ID. So then by executing it, you can see the details from the subject table also loaded to here, and so then again we have to inner join the class table also. So I'm going to inner join the class table. inner join the class table. With the usage of this, here class table's class ID should be equal to the student table's class ID. This is the foreign key to this student table. And okay, so then I'm going to execute it. By executing it, here the details from the class table are came here in a relevant manner. So okay, we have to write the query, extend the query by giving these conditions also. That means the subject should be equal to Sinhala language and literature, and the class name should be equal to 11B. So I'm going to include those conditions here also, where subject tables subject name should be equal to Sinhala language and literature. So I'm going to copy it from here. I'm pasting it here. Okay, so I'm executing it. So you can see here the details has been filtered by the subject name. Here in this results area, it's only loaded the data related to this subject name, Sinhala language and literature. So then I'm going to give the next condition by giving this and clause, and the class tables, the class name should be equal to 11B. So here from this results area, this is 11A and this is 11B. So I'm pasting it here. Okay, all done. So I'm executing it. So you can see the details has been filtered by this subject name and also the class name. So here in this question it says that we have to find out the highest mark obtained in Sinhala literature in all term examinations for students in class 11B. Okay, so I'm going to find the highest mark. So I'm going to replace the max function instead of that asterisk mark. So I'm giving the column name that it should take the maximum value. So it's from the student exam mark record table. The marks is the column. So I'm executing it. So it says that this is the maximum mark from the student exam mark record table relevant to these conditions. So I'm making it more meaningful by giving this column name as highest mark. Okay, so I'm executing it. So it says that highest mark is 99. Okay, we have answered our first sub question. Then let's move on to the second one. What is the highest mark and the subject of Sachitra Vikram Singha's first term first term subjects, that means all subjects, in all subjects. Okay, so the condition is this: the first name of the student should be equal to Sachitra and the last name should be equal to Vikram Singha, and the term name is first term. No any issue with the subjects because it regarding all the subjects. Then we have to find out the highest mark. Okay, let's develop the query by deleting this. As usual, I am going to select all from student exam mark record table. Okay, this is a familiar one to you if you have watched my previous videos also. So okay, then here also I am going to inner join. I am going to use inner join. So with the usage of inner join, I am going to inner join the student table. Here this condition is also more familiar to you. Student tables, index number. So by executing it, here the details, the data from the student table also has been loaded to this. And again we have to inner join what table? Have to inner join the exam term table, you know. So I'm going to inner join the exam term table. This is the relationship between the student exam mark record tables, exam term ID, and also from the exam term tables term ID. Okay, so here by executing, Okay, these are the details from the exam term table. So we have to filter it by this term name first term. So then I'm going to write the condition first. There, exam term tables, term name, okay, should be equal to this first term. So then I'm executing it. So it says that it has been filtered by the term name first term. Okay. So then the next condition, I'm going to give the conditions regarding the first name and the last name of the given student. So I'm giving that, and the student's first name should be equal to Samudra Vikram. Okay, Samudra Vikram. So again I'm going to copy it from here. Okay, I can see it, Samudra, and I'm pasting it. I'm executing it. Here the first name and the last name is same, but I'm giving the last name of the student also because it has been given in this question also. So no an issue, but I'm giving it. Then this is the results in the same one. Okay, I have given all the conditions here also. So then the final point is this: we have to find out the highest mark from that result set. Okay, so in usual way I'm going to replace this max function instead of that asterisk mark. So we have to find out the maximum from this marks column. Okay, this is the highest mark, 85.5. So then I'm going to replace the max function instead of that asterisk mark. So we have to find out the maximum mark from this marks column of student exam mark record table. So I'm giving the column name to be represented as highest mark. Okay, so I'm going to execute it. So okay, it says that the highest mark is 85.5. So this is the answer for the second sub question. And here in this third sub question, it says that we have to find out the name and the mark of the students who scored between 70 and 90 marks in the mathematics subject in the first term examination. So we have to filter it by this score. That means the score should be between 70 and 90, and the subject is mathematics, then first term examination. For answering this, I'm going to use inner joins also. So I'm going to select asterisk from student exam mark record tables in usual way. So okay, this data, I think that you are familiar with this data, and I'm going to inner join the student table here, this condition, the normal condition. Okay, all done. So the data from the student table has been loaded also. So here I'm inner joining the subject table because we have to filter it by the subject name, mathematics. So I'm giving that student exam mark record table subject ID should be equal to the subject table subject ID. Okay. So then I'm executing it, the details from the subject table also. So then again I'm going to inner join the exam term table because we have to filter it by the term name also. Yes, first term examination, exam term, the condition here, exam term tables, term ID should be equal to student exam mark record tables exam term ID. So by executing it, Here these are the details from the exam term table 2. And okay, let's give the conditions here. First of all, let's filter it by the subject name and then the term name. Okay, so I'm going to filter it by the exam term table. Term name. So I'm giving that exam term table's term name should be equal to the first term. Here, this is the first term. So then by executing it, we can filter it by the term name here. Only the details regarding first term is coming here. And okay, then I'm going to filter it by the subject table's subject name. Okay, it should be equal to mathematics. This is the mathematics subject. Then I am executing it. So you can see the details has been filtered by the subject name also. So the last condition we have to give is the marks, the range of marks. So I am giving that, and student exam mark record table's marks should be between keyword 40 and 90. Sorry, 70 and 90. 70 and 90. Okay, so I'm executing it. So let's see about that 70 and 90 years. It has been fulfilled. So then here we have to find out the name and the mark of the student. Only the name and the mark. So I'm going to filter them by this column names because we don't want to find all the details. So I'm going to give the column names. Here the first name and student's last name, and finally we have to find out the marks from student exam mark record table, the marks of the relevant student. So I'm executing it. So okay, these are the details. The name of the student, first name is this column, then last name, then these are the marks obtained by the specific students, and you can see here 70 and 90 also came to this result set area because this between 70 and 90 also included to this result set because we have used here between. Okay, so this is the answer for the third sub question. Then the fourth one, find the subject and mark with the highest marks obtained in mathematics and science subjects in Amanda Moses in first term examination. So here we have to find out the subject name and the mark with the highest mark. So in the first step, let's inner join all the tables. Okay, so here we have inner joined all the tables except class table, and then I'm going to execute this. So you can see all the data from all these tables I have mentioned here, the student table and student exam mark record table and the subject table and also exam term table has been loaded here. So then we have to give the conditions. The condition is this: we have to filter it by the term name from the exam term table. The term name should be equal to the first term. So here from this result set and this first term. Okay. So the data regarding first term are only loaded here in this case. Okay. So then the next condition, we have given two subject names. Subject dot subject name should be equal to, here I am going to equalize two subject names because of that I am using this in clause instead of using equal sign. Okay. So I am giving the two subjects. Here in this question it says that the two subjects are this mathematics and science subjects. Okay. So I am giving two subjects here from this result set area itself. Here this is the mathematics subject. Okay, I am giving it, and by giving comma here, okay, we have to use single quotes because this is the text, no, this is data we have entered. So then the next is science. Then I am giving it here also. So by executing this, you can see the details regarding this Sinhala language and literature subject has been vanished from here, this result set. And I am giving the final two conditions, that we have given the first name and the last name of the student no, as Amanda Moses. So I am going to find out it from here. This is the first name. And I am giving the second name. I am giving the last name here also itself. So student dot last name should be equal to Moses. Okay, all done. All the conditions we have given here. You can see the data regarding those conditions. The data relevant to those conditions are loaded to this result set area, and two rows we can see. Okay, so we have to find out the subject and the mark with the highest marks. So we have to find out the highest marks here. So then I am going to filter them. First of all, I am giving that subject tables, subject name we have to find out, and here student exam mark record tables mark. We want that, and also finally we have to find out the maximum mark from these two. Maximum mark is this 90. So then we have to find out it also. So because of that, we don't want to find out the marks column. Okay, because we have to find out the maximum mark, no? So no issue. So then I'm going to give the column name for this to find out the maximum, and I am giving this column name as highest mark also. Okay, so I'm executing this. So it says that the subject name is science and the highest mark is 90. So this student has scored from these two subjects, from this mathematics and science subject for the first term. This is the highest mark she has obtained, and this is the subject name. For science subject, she has obtained the maximum mark 90. Okay. So then final subquestion, Madana Vanasekara find the highest marks in mathematics and science and Sinhala language and literature in the second term examination. So here is the student's first name and the last name is given. So we have to find out the highest marks in mathematics and science. That means from the all subjects. No? Okay. Here the term name is specified and the first name and the last name is specified, and the subject names has been given also. So we have to find out the highest mark only. Okay. So I'm going to write the query. Here for this also I'm going to use inner joins. I'm not going to discuss it point by point because the inner joins are more familiar to you because I have explained inner joins in a very well manner. So I'm going to inner join this, inner select all from. So I'm going to inner join all the tables here within a single step. So exam mark record table. So here inner joining of the tables is over. So I'm going to execute this and you can see the details allotted to this result set area. So we have to filter them by the conditions. Those are given in this question. So here I'm giving the first condition as where the first name of the student should be equal to Madara Vanasekar. So here this is the detail, the first name of the student, and we have to filter it by the last name also. Student's last name should be equal to Vanasekar. Is it true? Sadhana. Yes. So then we have to filter it by the term name, second term. Okay. So then I'm going to give the term name also. Exam term tables, term name should be equal to this, the second term from here. This is the second term. Okay, so I'm going to execute it. So it has been filtered here with this student's first name and the last name and also the exam term name, second term. Okay, so we have to give the subject names here. So I'm going to give the subject names within a single condition, and subject tables subject name should be equal to, here I'm going to use all the three subjects within this bracket. So because of that I am using this in clause instead of equal sign. So here I am giving the first subject name as mathematics and the second subject name science. Second subject name science. So then the final one is Sinhala language and literature. So okay, all done here. The conditions has been given by me because we have to filter them with these conditions. So I am executing this. So no any difference between the previous result set and this result set, because here we have included all three subjects now. So no any issue with that. So here we have to find out the highest mark. Okay, so I'm going to execute this after replacing this max function to this asterisk mark. Here I'm giving this student exam mark record tables marks. So we have to find out the maximum mark from the marks. Here you can see the marks as 75, 55 and 85. So as we can see, this is the maximum mark 85, and I'm giving this the column name as highest mark. Okay, so then I'm executing this. So it says that the highest mark is 85. So okay, finally this is the answer for the last sub question, the fifth sub question of this question set 28. So then this is the end of my explanation for the 5 sub questions in this question set 28, and let's meet with the next video soon, and thank you for joining with me in this video also.